All right, we are live on YouTube and also simulcasting live on Facebook. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Glad you could all join me here today on this amazing Tuesday morning, unless you're on the East Coast. It is already afternoon. But before we get down to business, as always, let me make sure that the YouTube notification has gone out. And it absolutely has. And let me also check out the back end of YouTube and make sure that things are rolling smoothly. Keep getting an itch on my nose. That's a good luck itch. That means something amazing is going to start happening. And I have an update for you folks about something, so stick around for that. The YouTube back end is rolling pretty well. And once again, we're simulcasting live on Facebook. Let me just ensure that Facebook is rolling smoothly. Give me a second here, folks. Boy, I'm not even in the news feed. Well, let's just go. Give me a second here, folks. Give me a second. All right, here we go. Let's just go. Give me a second here, folks. Give me a second. All right, we are rolling perfectly. And one more thing before we get down to business, let me take care of this piece of actual business. My sponsor, my amazing sponsor, Troy Brewer. He is the CEO, founder, and owner of the Discover Community Network. He is an amazing marketer, and he does branding and marketing at an amazing level at a very reasonable price. There's no one more that I trust than Troy when it comes to branding and marketing and other product and service needs. And if you want to find out more about the Discover Community Network, go in the description about a third of the way down the YouTube side of things. You'll see a couple of links there. And the first link is to their main site. The second link is to one of their many subsidiaries. And if you're on Facebook, just go in the Facebook search bar and type in Discover Community Network. You will find their Facebook business page, and that will lead you to where you need to go, how to connect with Troy, how to reach out to him. But if you want a little more hand-holding and you want a personal introduction to Troy through email or even to arrange a brief phone consultation, free phone consultation, please reach out to me at Coach Eli at coacheli.com. My email is below the description, about halfway down on the YouTube side of things, and it's also in the description section of the Facebook simulcast. Troy, thank you once again for your continued sponsorship and patronage of this channel. Lots and lots of love from Coach Eli. All right. Let's get right to it, folks, because I plan on probably doing 2 streams today. I may do a Walking with Purpose live later this afternoon. This is not going to be a stream that's terribly long, probably at 45 minutes to an hour at the most, because, I don't like to overdo things on the live streams. I want to get to the point. And coming very soon, I'll be doing a lot more pre-recorded videos on top of the live streams. I'll share more about that in a bit. But first, let's get to the chat. Facebook has nobody on there right now. On YouTube, we have Queen Helen Casey. She says the Queen is here and you're good as usual. Thank you, Queen. Thank you for being here. Moderator Queen Helen Casey. One of the most loyal and consistent people I've ever come across on YouTube and social media. Queen Helen Casey is amazing. Subscribe to her channel. She's been putting out a lot of great videos lately. She's back to producing content, and it's really great to see that, Queen. And thank you again for being here. ENK is in the house. Hello, everyone. Hey, ENK. How's it going? Welcome to the show. Glad to have you here. All right. So I have an update here before we get to the topic. Many of you are aware that a few weeks back, I ordered a super laptop, top-of-the-line laptop. I ordered a Dell XPS 15 9500. It has an Intel i9 8-core 16-thread processor at 5.3 gigahertz. It has 64 gigs of DDR4 RAM at 2933 megahertz. very fast. It has a 2 terabyte M.2 form NVMe solid state hard drive, the fastest hard drive you can get. It also has a 4 gigabyte NVIDIA graphics card dedicated, and I know the desktops have a lot more memory than that, but for a laptop with these specs, it is good. Also have a 15.7 4K resolution screen, 16 by 10 screen, not 16 by 9. Dell is putting 16 by 10 screens once again. I used to have a laptop over 10 years ago, a 17-inch laptop with a 16 by 10 screen, and it was awesome. It was absolutely awesome. It is a 4K screen at 16 by 10 ratio, 3840 by 2400. 3840 by 2160 is 4K ultra high definition. This screen is 3840 by 2400. It's also a touch screen. I plan on using a mouse, but hey, the touch screen just comes along with the upgrade to the 4K screen. And it's just an awesome, awesome system. I got an email this morning that my laptop has been shipped and I should be receiving it within a couple of days. I should have that laptop within a couple of days. And once I get that laptop, folks, you're going to start seeing some content unlike anything you've seen before in very high quality. As I mentioned a few weeks ago, when I first purchased this laptop, my live streams are not going to go to 4K yet, but they're going to go from 1080p 30 frames per second to 1080p at 60 frames per second. So these live streams will still be the same. The difference will be it'll be 1080p at 60 frames per second. You'll be able to see me moving a lot more fluid, which really doesn't make that big of a deal. But if you have the capabilities, why not just go 60 frames per second instead of 30? And then I will be doing a bunch of pre-recorded videos I'll be shooting on my iPhone 12 Pro Max, which does 4K at 60 frames per second, excuse me, on the front and the back camera. Now, let me see here. Give me a second here. Oh, wow. Okay. I just got a pretty cool message, and that's great. Okay. We're live on the air. So yeah, I should be getting that within a couple of days, and when that happens, I will let you folks know between my community tab and probably a short live stream, because I will be taking the rest of that day off or the entire day off, depending on when I receive the laptop. I'm going to be duplicating the hard drive I have in this laptop onto the new one. That takes a little bit of time, and then I have to make sure that everything is rolling smoothly. I've prepared as much for it as possible, and I should only be down for a couple of days. Sorry, for one day, I mean, but if I need a couple of days, I'll let you guys and gals know. So yes, it's coming. It's coming. You're going to see some incredible content, not just from, my walks, but I will be doing more content from other areas, and you'll see what's coming. Just keep it locked to the Coach Eli, Elias Melas channel. Subscribe, bang the bell, select all notifications. If you're on the Facebook side of things, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel at the link in the description section over there. All right, let's see. We're getting some people coming in the chat right now. Specialized Cycling Club, aka 10. Hey, Coach, just got done biking with purpose. I still got to cut a yard, then get ready for work. High energy, brother. Absolutely, bro. Thank you so much for being here. Specialized says, hi, Queen. Queen says, hello, cycling. And Specialized Cycling Club says, that's a powerhouse machine, Coach. I'm still running my core i7. I thought you had an i9, bro. i7, 9700, 32 gigs of RAM, and GTX 2700 Super GPU. Cool. Awesome, dude. Awesome. I forgot to mention, it comes with a 130-watt power adapter. And a lot of people online have been saying when you max this thing out, it uses more than 130 watts, and it starts using some of your battery power to make up for the lack of power. I hope that's not the case when I get mine. I'm going to play around with it. I wish Dell would offer a better charger, a charger with more wattage. I'd probably purchase a 180 watt charger for this laptop, but this is a new USB-C charger, and this is a proprietary charger for Dell only. So you can't use any third-party chargers for this laptop. That's the only thing I didn't like about it, but everything else is great. So yeah, I'll be testing it out when I get it in a few days. I'll be setting it up, testing it out, and hopefully it won't be down more than 24 hours, maybe even less if everything goes smoothly. Like I said, I've prepared as much as possible. I've done this before, so it should be simple. I don't have to reinstall all my programs because I'm going to be cloning the hard drive. In this laptop, I have a 2 terabyte solid state drive. In this laptop that I use here, it's the older, SATA, hard drives, not the M.2 form. But yeah, it should be real simple, just copying it over and then loading it up and then just testing everything to make sure that it works properly. All right, so enough of that. Betty Bunn's in the house, and Betty Bunn says, hello, everyone. Welcome to the show, Betty. All right. So today, we're going to be discussing stand out and win with no competition. One more time. Stand out and win with no competition. Now, if you see my background here today, over here, there's a gentleman there at the top of a mountain, right off a cliff, just overlooking this beautiful scenery, this mountain range. He backpacked, hiked, whatever you want to call it, up that mountain. And he's out there standing out. He's out there on his own. Now, quite honestly, I would never do a hike like that by myself because you never know what could happen. You never know what you're going to encounter out there. What type of animals, right? And you never know if something happens as an emergency, you want somebody there to help you out. But going back to the days before everything became fancy and we started building homes and we have electricity now, which we didn't have back in those days. We have sewer, plumbing. We have all these modern, things that, we've become accustomed to, right? But back in the days, back in the caveman days, etc., men would go out there on their own and hunt to bring food home to their family while their wife and their kids were at home. The wife was taking care of the house. The husband was going out there and hunting and putting his life at risk, knowing that he had to make it back because his family was dependent on him for survival, right? So men would definitely stand out back in those days. And back in those days, women were dependent on a man for survival because they didn't have the same rights. They weren't working, right? So things have totally changed in the modern world. And in the modern world, if you don't agree with me, I'm going to ask you where you've been. But in the modern world, it is very, very difficult to stand out. Why? Why? Because there's a lot of supposed competition. And it is actually called competition. There's competition everywhere. Okay? There's competition in the dating world, which there shouldn't be. There's competition for jobs, which there shouldn't be, right? There's competition out here on YouTube, YouTubers attacking each other, and there shouldn't be, right? And while technically it is called competition, to me, I don't look at it as competition. And if I can get you to change your mindset from competing to standing out, and you learn how to stand out, it's going to make a tremendous difference in your life as it's made for me. Because for me, The only times I've ever competed in my life is while playing sports. Okay, grammar school, high school. I played, local sports in my city, AYSO, American Youth Soccer Organization, soccer and Little League Baseball. And it was very competitive. And that's fine. You can consider that a competition. But we were also taught that if we lost, we would be good losers, not sore losers. We would be friendly losers, and we would, at the end of each game, we would slap hands with the opposite team. Good game, good game, good game, good game. Right? So that's the only time in my life where I've ever felt like I've truly competed. In all other aspects of life as I've gotten older, when it comes to dating, when it comes to like before I became self-employed and I was looking for jobs or, trying to change jobs, right? I never looked at it as a competition. Never. And I still don't look at it as a competition. And even out here on the YouTube side of things, where there are a lot of people that want to be a successful and famous YouTuber, they look at it as a competition and they try to take out other channels thinking that that's going to get them ahead, right? And the truth of the matter is that gets you nowhere. That only gives the people, that you're beefing with back and forth content to use against you, and it makes other people temporary money, and it sets you back, right, on what you're trying to accomplish, right? So again, I don't look at anything as a competition, okay? I look at it as, hey, this is my opportunity to do what I love to do and stand out in different ways, even if there are a ton of people that do the exact same thing that I do. For example, okay, I'm a life coach, right? I'm a business and personal success coach, aka life coach, right? Okay. There are many other life coaches out here on YouTube that have been doing it longer than me, and they have their own style of doing things, right? Some of them will just, read emails that they're, that are sent into them, right? A few others will do occasional live streams and answer a few questions, right? But how do I separate myself from the rest of the pack? How do I stand out? I do one thing. That I haven't seen any other coach do out here on YouTube. I share my real life personal experiences, and even in real time. I share stories from my past on things that I've been through, that I know you folks have been through as well, or maybe going through, and you can relate to that. And I share what I did wrong and what it took for me to turn things around. And again, I also share what's going on with me in real time. Now, there are some things I will not share. I've learned to keep certain things private, such as if I'm going to be dating somebody in the future, I'm going to keep that private. And I have kept that private since what happened to myself and my ex-girlfriend, Dana, that used to be a part of my former channel I used to run many years ago. But the difference with me, you get the real me 24/7. You get the real me on these live streams. You get the real me on my pre-recorded videos. And what you also get is someone that truly cares about you and your well-being and your success more than just mine. I care more about you folks than the money. Yes, this is a business. It needs to make money. That's a given. But I care about each and every one of you more than the money. Let me check out the chat here real quick before we continue here. Probably not on his own if someone took the picture. What are you talking about, Betty Bunn? I have no idea what you're talking about, Betty Bunn. Hi, Betty Bunn, says EMK. Lewis Fuller's in the house. Good afternoon, Eli. Good afternoon, Lewis Fuller. Welcome to the show. Queen Ellen Casey says, hello, Lewis. Hi, Queen, says Lewis Fuller. Betty Bunn, I'm going to give you literally 1 minute, maybe a minute and a half, to let me know what you're talking about, or I will ban you personally myself. So you've got about a minute to a minute and a half. Queen, keep an eye on Betty Bunn. All right? It's a little snarky remark there by Betty Bunn. So anyway, actually, as a matter of fact, I'm just gonna get rid of Betty Bunn. Yeah, little snarky remarks like that are just not going to cut it here. Tom, online coaching is being sworn by fakes, liars, and has been. Just look at, I'm not going to mention his name. I know you're talking about. We can use anyone for example purposes, Tom. And here's the thing. Anyone can be a coach. Anyone can start a YouTube channel and say they're a coach, right? But let me ask you this, Tom. Some of these other people that you've recently seen label themselves as a coach, are they consistent with their channel? Do they have high quality thumbnails like I do? Do they have high quality audio and video for their live streams? Do they do great mobile streams in high quality audio and video like I do? Yeah, it's okay, Queen. It's not a big deal. I just won't mention the names. It doesn't matter. People are people. And here's the thing. You know, I can incorporate this in with the topic because here's the thing. If you're going to even talk about that side or other people out here on YouTube that have no content and try to fabricate fake beefs to make content, it's pretty pathetic. These people have, or at least they feel they have nothing to stand out on, so they have to, concoct fake things and create fake drama by attacking other YouTubers so they can have something to provide their audience as entertainment, right? It's pretty pathetic, right? But even these people that are creating this drama, they have capabilities deep within that they don't even realize. A lot of times, I've spoken with these people in the past and other people, and they're like, hey, Eli, you come up with a new topic every day, sometimes 2 topics a day. How do you do it? I run out of topics. Well, how much effort are you putting into brainstorming topics? Do you go out there and follow other YouTubers that do something similar than you? Do you read a lot of content that pertains to, the field you're in? Because I will never, ever run out of topics. And here's the thing. Even if I go through every single topic of life, I can always go back and do a part 2, an update, or whatever. If you have faith in yourself and you dig deep within yourself, and figure out what you're passionate about and figure out what you're worth, you're going to naturally love what you do, and that will naturally allow you to create endless amounts of content on that, right? That's the truth of the matter. But again, Tom, anyone can label themselves a coach. But how consistent are they with their message? Even if they have somewhat of a good message, who are they targeting that message to? Are they targeting that message to people that aren't there for that message? They're there maybe for drama or something else, right? Is it the right audience? Right? And even if it was the right audience, again, there's no consistency, right? So again, anyone can label themselves a coach, right? And say, I'm a life coach, right? But what are you doing to bring value to your title, right? What are you doing to bring value to your title? Like I said, I have great thumbnails. My thumbnail today was pretty big and big, bold. It makes a statement. We're talking about standing out. It says stand out with 3 exclamation points. My picture is there. It's bright yellow with a red background. It says Coach Eli on there. And then below it says coach.eliasmelas.com. And it has my grip logo, right? And then I come up with a good title. Stand out and win with no competition. Stand out and win with no competition. You see, that's going to catch people's attention because it's true. You can win at anything in life without competing, as long as you stand out, right? So let's talk about standing out. What does it take to stand out? EMK says, these people are like crabs in a bucket. If someone tries to climb out, everyone pulls them back down. You know why? Because they have no other content. Because these creators are desperate to keep whatever they have left of their drama audience for traction and donations. Now, a lot of these people have lost probably a lot of sponsorship dollars. I'm not sure about that, but it's just not the same. For example purposes, that is. It's not the same, right? Specialized Cycling Club. I saw Coach Corey Wayne's video from earlier today. 810 says, Coach Wayne did a great video today talking about how men have become too weak, emotional, and girly. Yep, I saw that, dude. It's the same stuff I've been talking about for years. Basically, a BFP. Yeah, big freaking kitty cat. You have been saying that for 2+ years. I've been saying that for 4 years, dude. But 2+ years on this channel, right? And so has Coach Corey Wayne. You know, he said it in many videos. He's always said to guys that are acting like this, that write into him, when they fail with women, he says, dude, the reason why you didn't get the girl you got dumped is because you're acting like a BFP, a big effing, you know, PUSSY, and you're not acting like a man, right? You're acting like a BFP, and you're not acting like a man. Right. Meow, says Queen. And Queen's laughing at you guys that are acting like women because she knows. She knows there are lots of you out there, right? And what's happening by these beta males behaving this way? They're allowing women to stand out in ways women have never stood out before, right? They're giving women a lot of options, right? So now, instead of men standing out to women, women are standing out to men, right? So how do you stand out in today's day and age when it comes to dating? How do you stand out on YouTube? How do you stand out regarding life in general? The first thing is very, very simple, but it's probably going to be hard for you folks to comprehend. Don't compete. Do not compete. Instead, collaborate or focus on yourself and focus on your message and find ways to do what you love in different ways than anyone else is doing it, right? Listen, I'm not saying I'm the best coach out here, and I'm not saying that, you know, I have the most traction. I don't. I'm working on that. I'm getting there, right? But I stand out in certain ways. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm one of the few, if not the only coach out here that shares my real life personal experiences from the past and in real time as much as I can without doxing any potential girlfriends that would get attacked by these crazies, these lunatics out here on YouTube, right? But you folks may be asking, how do I stand out? What do I have to do to stand out? When it comes to women, there's one simple way of standing out. I mentioned this on one of my streams, or on my stream yesterday. Don't come off as thirsty. If you communicate with women online, on a dating app, or even in person, don't come off as thirsty. Just be cool. Say, hi, how are you doing? Great, how are you? Right? Take it nice and slow. Allow the woman to always be one step ahead of you through the process, because the moment that the woman notices you liking her more than she likes you is the moment that you're done. You're immediately locked out, right? So how do you stand out when all other guys are competing for these women? You don't compete. You're just hanging out, right? And you know she's talking to a ton of other guys, right? So how do you stand out? You don't talk about that. You don't push her to the phone right away. You don't. I used to do all that and it didn't work. So I changed things up starting recently, right? You don't push her to the phone right away. You wait until she brings it up. Hey, you sound pretty cool. Would you like to talk by phone? At that point, I'll say, yeah, feel free to shoot me your number and I'll text you later today to arrange a call. And don't say I'll text you right away. Say I'll text you later today to arrange a call, right? Not showing any neediness or desperation, right? You're standing out. You're not in any hurry like every other guy is to try to get with her or get in her pants. You're trying to convey to her, hey, I think you're cool. You may be somebody that could be a potential fit to hang out with and something more. But if you're not, I'm cool with that too. But hey, if you feel like you want to get to know me, let me know, right? Without even saying it. When you don't show any interest, or you have to show a little interest by connecting with her, right? But after initial contact, when you don't show any additional interest, you're going to make the woman wonder where she stands with you, right? Instead of the other guys that are telling her where she stands with them. And now she's figured them out and she knows they're beta and they're bored, right? So if you stand out by doing the opposite of what these other guys are doing and you're patient over the course of time, she's going to say, man, I can't get it to work with any of these guys. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot about Eli. He hasn't reached out to me. Let me see what he's doing. He's not reaching out to me. He's not texting me. He's not calling me. I wonder if he's still interested. Oh, I wonder, right? EMK says, become an expert at giving oral pleasure. Well, that's a given, bro. That is a given. That's interesting. Give me a second, folks. Got a telemarketing spam call. So that's a way you can stand out as a guy when dealing with women. How do you stand out as a woman nowadays and not having to compete, right? Which you really don't have to compete. You have all these options, but how do you stand out as a woman today? You behave the complete opposite of what the typical woman behaves like today. Number one, you behave feminine and not masculine. Number 2, you don't feel the need to wear the pants. Number three, you're not afraid to take a chance. Put that guard down and be open and upfront. And if you like a guy, tell him and say, I can't wait to meet you. Let's meet tonight, tomorrow. Don't be afraid to take that chance. That's how you stand out. You see, when I encounter a woman like that, which is very rare, that's when I start focusing my energy on her. Now, I still don't overdo it, but here's the thing. If she's showing that high level of an interest, all you have to do is just show a little less interest than she's showing, right? So if her level is way up here and yours is just slightly below her, that's no problem. But if her level is here and you're here, right, then she's gonna go away. She's gonna put you in the category like the other, beta male losers that she's already eliminated, right? Block the telemarketers, absolutely, Queen, but they use caller ID spoofing. They'll just call you back from a different number. I just ignore them. I have my phone set to silence, any call that's not on my contact list, any unknown number. So I did that initially because the trolls used to call me, right, while I was on the air. So my phone's on silent anyway. Like nothing, my notifications go to the top of my phone, but nothing is heard. You never hear any buzz or any, ringing noises on my live streams because I have it prepared that way. Oh, that's another way you could stand out and be a better YouTuber than other people, right? Right? When you do your live streams, mute your phone, silence your phone, turn off the vibrator, turn off the ringer. I've watched countless streams where every 3 seconds, bling, 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 I hear this smartphone going off in the background. One way to stand out is to not have any background noise, have good quality audio and video, right? Now, what about content, right? They say content is king, right? It is king. Like I was mentioning earlier, a lot of people have reached out to me in the past and said, hey, Eli, you come up with new topics all the time. I'm running out of topics. I don't know what to do. Well, I'll ask those people and say, well, what is it that you do, first of all? And half the time, they don't even know what they're doing. They're like all over the place, or maybe they were a drama channel and they're used to making money just attacking other YouTubers. But that's not real content. And some of these creators used to create real content, and then they switched off to drama for a little bit because it was making them more money than their actual content was, right? But the main problem why they can't come up with a lot of topics is because they're used to making a lot of money catering their content to drama and attacking other people on social media or on YouTube. And now when that dries up because it's not sustainable long term, they're having a hard time going back to what they were doing because they know it's going to take a while for them to build an audience doing that, right? So that discourages them to even brainstorm topics that would get them to stand out, right? So how do you stand out with your topics? Look what I did today. I did a topic called Stand Out and Win with No Competition, right? It's an interesting, catchy title. And again, my thumbnail is in big bold. It says stand out with 3 exclamation points. Do you think when people scroll through the feed and they see my thumbnail that says stand out in big bold with 3 exclamation points with yellow, fluorescent yellow color and a nice bold font and a nice bright red background and my picture on the right, do you think when they see that they're going to be curious to click in and see what I'm talking about? Absolutely. That's a way to stand out right there. And then the title makes them think about it more. Stand out and win with no competition. And when people read that, they might be thinking, How can you win if you don't compete? If you don't show up, how can you win? Well, you could show up and not have to compete. You could show up and create greatness on your own. Right? That's the answer right there, right? What separates you from everyone else? Right? Because we're individuals, right? We're all not attached at the hip, right? Right? We're all individuals, right? We all have something unique to give this world deep within. We just have to figure out what that is. Every single person in this world has something special to give to it. You just have to figure out what that is. It's something that you typically love. And then you have to figure out how to create content on it, and if you want to monetize it, how to monetize it. And I can actually help you with that. And so can my sponsor, Troy Brewer, right? Queen Ellen Casey says, oh, I already read that. All right, we're at 41 minutes. We're going to wrap this up in just a few minutes because there's not a whole lot more to say about this. And I will come back for a Walking with Purpose stream later on this afternoon. Folks, I really want you to take this to heart. Just think about this. Think about this. We all want to accomplish things, right? And we get frustrated when we can't accomplish things. And why do we fail at accomplishing these things? It's because we focus too much worrying about and caring about what other people think rather than focusing on ourselves. Okay? We focus more on how taking out the competition, or how we think taking out the competition is going to clear the path for us. No, that doesn't work. We also think that if there are already a bunch of people on YouTube, for example, that do the same thing that we do, right, or that I do, or that you do, right, that you have no chance to go viral on YouTube. That's not true. I've seen many people go viral this year doing things that many people have done for the last 15 plus years since YouTube's been around. You know how they go viral? They put their own spin on it in different ways than anyone else has ever done, right? They stand out. It separates them from the pack. Again, if you're a guy and you're trying to find a girlfriend or trying to get to know a woman, what's going to get their attention when they're getting 100 messages on a dating app from many other guys, right? What's going to get them to focus on you, right? What's going to get them to focus on you? Hang on a second. It's doing the opposite. It's doing the opposite of what everyone else is doing and what the woman expects you to do. Okay? Doing the complete opposite. You want to try to get her attention? You remove yours, right? You show her a little bit of interest by connecting with her, and you communicate with her at her pace, but you don't overdo it. And you don't initiate the contact after you initiate it the first time. You have to initiate it the first time, but you want to see if a woman's really into you. After you initiate the first contact and then she gets back to you, you don't get back to her unless she reaches out to you, right? So for example, you send her a message on a dating app, she gets back to you, then you can respond, right? And if she doesn't respond to that message, then you never talk to her again until she responds, if she does, right? The quickest way to get someone's attention, this is what Coach Corey Wayne says as well, is to remove yours, right? So if you have all these thirsty beta males that are constantly messaging these women Did you get my last message? Did you get my last message? Hey, I messaged you yesterday. I didn't hear back from you. Yeah, dude, because she's talking to 20 other guys. And most of them are saying the same thing, right? But I'm going to be the one guy that goes in there and removes my attention. Once I give it a little attention, because you have to make her aware you exist, right? Once I make her aware that I exist, right? I'm on her radar, at least to a certain extent. I'm never going to send a double communication. I'm never going to text her unless she texts me first, right? And if we're in a conversation back and forth through a dating app until we take it to the phone, I'm never going to double text her. I'm never going to double message her. You wait for her to get back to you. Like Coach Corey Wayne says, you hit the ball over the net, you wait for her to hit it back, right? A lot of these guys, like Coach Corey Wayne has said in the past, what they'll do is when they don't hear from a woman for a day or two, they'll start sending her a ton of messages. And it's just kind of like taking the automatic tennis ball machine and putting it on rapid fire, and you're basically shooting the tennis balls right at the woman, right? What's that going to do? It's going to knock her down. It's done. It's over, right? How would you feel if somebody took the automatic tennis ball machine and started rapid firing tennis balls in your face and in your stomach? You'd be down, right? You'd be taken out, right? So don't do that. Do the opposite. Remove your attention. Don't give her any more attention than she gives you. It may take a while, and it may not work on every woman, but it will work on most if you're patient, right? If you're patient, she'll find her way back to you after everyone else eliminates themselves. It's not even her eliminating these guys, which you could say kind of technically is, but realistically, these guys are eliminating themselves. So wait for them to eliminate themselves and stand out by removing your attention, and then she'll remember. When she says, I have no other guys, all these other guys are too much. Oh, wait a minute. I talked to some dude named Eli a week ago. I haven't heard from him. Why didn't Eli get back to me? Let me check in with Eli and see what's going on. Hey, Eli, this is, let's say Jill, for example. How you been? Hey, Jill, it's great to hear from you. You know, how's it going? Oh, it's great. I wasn't quite sure if you were interested anymore. Well, I'm pretty busy doing my thing, Jill, but, you know, it's nice to reconnect. If you want to hang out sometime, let me know. And then you set a date, right? Then you meet and you just go from there, right? That's how you stand out. So, anyway, that's all I have to say about this topic, folks. I think you get the hint. Look, there's no competition in life unless you make it one. And when you make it a competition, okay, most of the time you're going to lose, right? So why not put yourself in the position? Sorry, I can't even talk. Why not put yourself in a position where you can't lose? Just stand out. Don't compete, stand out as an individual. You don't need anyone else besides yourself to create greatness. Now, you do want to collaborate with people, and it takes people to like you and buy your services to make money. I get that, right? But quite honestly, you can stand out on your own. You don't have to compete with people that do the same thing you do to try and knock them out so it gives you more of a clear path. You can separate yourselves by doing something different, even in a similar field, putting your own spin on it in ways that people haven't seen. And that's where we're going to end this stream at 48, almost 49 minutes. Thank you to everyone for being here. I'll see you all later this afternoon for a Walking with Purpose stream. Have yourselves a great one. See you all later. Take care. Bye. Bye.